Oh!
Oh, there it is.
Oh! Damn, okay.
I wasn't correct about the Kali. Fuck.
I have more luck than a 3-day-old Kali.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna send this to like 22 on Shining, or it booms, right? So welcome back everybody to week 33 and episode 33 of my reboot progression series. This week we are going to take on Verus Hilla. And just like last week, we are watching this on YouTube because yes, I have cleared the fight. I'm super happy with myself, right? And if you want to see the uncut, uncommentated, some Discord chatter version of this, feel free to check out the description and you can take a look at the run yourself. So what I will be doing here is I will be doing my post commentary, just to give you some insights. How does the fight work and how, do I go about fighting Varicella? So let's start off with the general mechanics of this fight. This fight is a lot, and if you enter this boss fight on a whim, you will 100% die out. It is impossible to just enter this boss fight and clear it if you don't know anything about the mechanics, because this is a tough cookie and very unconventional boss fight. And yeah, let's address the big unconventional mechanic of this boss fight. Is you have a new life counter system. So at the top of the screen you can see 5 green skulls, and these green skulls are your lives. And you can lose them by either dying, right, the conventional way to lose lives, but also by having Hilla take them away from you. And she tries to do so periodically, and you can tell once she attempts to take the lives away from you by the hourglass in the background. Once the top half of the hourglass is empty, right, it runs out of blood basically, he will cast a full map attack and attempt to take a couple of lives from you. But she can only take skulls that are red. So let's take a look at how she goes about exchanging your green skulls for red skulls, and that is by the string attacks that are constantly cast by, I guess, the map, right? And these strings will root you or snare you or like stun you for a short moment, and they will basically give you a red skull, which is problematic, but there's also a way to get rid of those skulls, and that is as soon as you hit a certain amount of strings, there will be an altar on the map, which you can just go up to, hit NPC chat, and you can cleanse off all of your stacks that you have. So right now you saw I took 2 strings, the first one on accident, but the second one on purpose because I want to force out that altar. And the indicator for when the altar is going to spawn is in the background as well. So you have to take a look at the hourglass, you have to take a look at these strings in this boss fight, you have to take a look at what Hilla does, and you have to pay attention to the, life counter / the candles in the background. And here you can see after taking 2 strings, 2 red candles are lit. And the number of candles in the background, which are really important, but I will get to that in a second, are determined by how many party members you have currently, in the map. And if you are entering alone, there will only be 3 candles, and all of them need to be lit in order for the altar to be spawned. So right now, my strategy is, before she will cast her full map attack, I want to cleanse, so I don't lose the 2 lives, right? You can see the full map attack is about to happen because the hourglass is, about to be empty. But I need to take another string and then go find an altar and mesh NPC chat. that is the strategy for the portion of this boss fight, let's put it like that. And as you saw, I got hit by a string. The altar location is random. If Hilla stands on top of the altar, she can break it, which is horrendous and can be catastrophic. But here everything worked out and I can continue to attack her. So other than that, Hilla has 4 health bars. All of them have the same amount of life, and she, has very general attacks that she will do throughout the fight, but she will add a couple more as she gets lower on health. So here you can see 3 minutes are up, right? I'm a 3-minute burst class, but unfortunately I mistimed some of my mini bursts, so I couldn't make use of my full burst, and I missed to throw out rapid throw on time because I'm not yet super comfortable in this fight, but I know if I just don't die out, I can make this happen. And here, I go for the redemption rapid throw just to get the cooldown off, while, I still have a little bit of burst in me. So I want to take, this chance to talk about some of her attacks. So this attack right here, honestly, I don't think that you can dodge it. It's basically a spike attack. Boom. She always does a fixed amount of damage to you. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to talk about one thing, but you cannot heal in this fight unless you just recently cleansed. So in GMS, you need to use healing familiars or cleanse a lot. A lot. So, also, you need to dodge the boss mechanic. So the first spike attack, I don't think you can dodge that. I'm not 100% sure. Then the second main attack, which is super annoying, is this blue charge up. That will stun you, and after a short stun duration, you will be knocked back. And as a Nightwalker, I will get stunned, but I can mitigate the knockback by casting Shadow Dodge, right? Which, basically overrides the knockback that this attack produces here. So in this case, okay, I take the stun, and then I get knocked back, but I turn around in midair, right around here, and just hit Shadow Dodge, so, I can be the master of my momentum instead of, Hilla dictating where she just pushes me around, right? So that is really nice that, Nightwalkers can do that. Which, yeah, is something that I make a lot of use, or get a lot of use out of during this boss fight. The second scenario, happens right afterwards here. She recasts the blue spell, and I just jump through her. But since I got hit by the first, portion of the attack, I still got stunned. But, since I was standing behind her, I didn't get pushed back. So, again, I took plenty of strings here, and she keeps standing on the altar, which is super unfortunate. But here, I get the cleanse off, and I'm safe. Once you've cleansed, you have a 4-second window to push potions, right? Use potions, and there's no potion cooldown, so you just are able to spam them out. And yeah, this boss fight can be really difficult if you don't bring healing familiars. With healing familiars, it gets a lot easier, but it's still hard. It's still very hard, especially if you practiced a bunch on normal. You will just die out from HP damage instead of taking a lot of strings and then having Hilla take the lives away from you with a full map attack. What will end up happening is that just her attacks alone do so much damage to you that you just die to them. So I wanted to go back here and just talk about this knockback right here. You see, I get knocked back, but I see there are strings spawning already, right? So I time my Shadow Dodge to get into a safe spot. Shadow Dodge, and I walk here into right in the middle of the map here, right under this candle, which if you enter in a party, the candle locations will be different, right? But, I know right in the middle is a safe spot. There are 2 more safe spots around, this area. I'm not 100% sure. And there's a safe spot all the way to the right. And, by safe spot, I mean, you're safe from taking the strings. So if you have a burst skill that locks you down in a certain spot for a couple of seconds, which you can get knocked out of by the strings. For example, if I were to cast Rapid Throw and I get hit by a string, Rapid Throw stops, right? So that's really important to know that, safe spots do exist and you can, safely use your bigger skills while standing on them. So, also, standing right on top of Hilla makes a lot of sense because you can dodge a lot of her attacks by just, walking through her. I know, for example, Night Lords can basically, headbutt through her. I can shadow dodge, backwards, teleport basically through her. And, having a teleport skill or like a backstab really does help a lot. So again, I was able to cleanse off all the stacks, all the red skulls, right? She does her FMA. After she does her FMA, you're safe from the strings for a little while. And then it's basically back to the boss fight, right? This is a big test in endurance, and not a lot changes, but if you don't have your guard up all the time, she can punish you super hard. So anyways, I wanted to talk about these 2 things that are summoned here. These do touch damage to you, and they are unkillable. They have infinite life, so you cannot stand on top of it because they will damage you. But after a while, they will, get up, and these mobs, you can just beat up, and that's no problem. Also, this poison cloud, you also gotta pay attention to that. So if you're just looking at the screen right now, there is a lot you have to, take into account when you're assessing your situation in this boss fight. She's casting her blue attack. There's a poison cloud here. 2 mobs that will, deal touch damage to you. There's the hourglass in the background, which you need to always, take a look at. Then here are the candles, right? Your current life count. And that's, all information that you have to process at the same time, which makes this boss fight hard, The mechanics that, you have to deal with are all easy on their own, but the combination, yeah, makes for a great boss fight, I think. I think this boss fight is awesome. Just like Gloom, the Gloom boss fight is also really awesome. Unlike Will, for example, I think Will is just garbage. So anyways, 3 minutes are up and I get my next burst. And we clear the first HP bar. And I just saw myself hovering over the arcane power because I was unsure if I'm at the 1.5 multiplier. So you can see my arcane power is at 1350. And that is exactly the amount that you need in order to be at 1.5 times damage for Hilla. So it is recommended to be exactly at that threshold, or of course higher, but higher doesn't really do anything for you. Just for your information, if you want to reach 1350, you gotta either have your arcane force maxed out, or you gotta put a couple of skills into either hyper skills or the event skill. If there's an event skill that gives arcane force, right? So after getting rid of the first HP bar, you saw that Hilla added 2 more attacks into her arsenal. One green scythe attack, this one, where you have to stand in front of her, and one purple scythe attack. Damn, immaculate timing, Hilla. Thank you very much. So, like I said, green, the safe spot is in front of her. Purple, the safe spot is right behind her. And that's also why standing on top of Hilla is pretty useful. So right there, I just wanted to take your attention and focus on my movement right here. I have my Greater Dark Servant in the middle here, and I know I casted this on a safe spot. And Hilla always tries to follow you around. And I know from the hourglass the FMA is going to happen soon. So when I get hit from a string here, it can be catastrophic, right? I can lose a life. Losing the first life in Hilla is not as impactful. It might even be a benefit, but we will get to that. But in general, I would always try to avoid taking or having, giving up my lives early. So that's why I put my Greater Dark Servant in the middle. I let Hilla teleport to me, and once she is, on top of me, I just teleport to my Greater Dark Servant. I know this is a safe spot, so I can chill and just wait out any of her attacks. And here we go. That's, how I stay safe in this boss fight. Sometimes, if you wait in the right corner and she teleports to you and you want to get to the middle for, in order to stand in the other safe spot, she can clip you with her blue attack, stun you, and, if you're not lucky, right, you can be stunned in a place where a string is about to spawn, and boom, you just lost a life at that, in that situation. So making use of the Greater Dark Servant teleport is a huge benefit, and definitely something that you should always be, mentally aware of, that you have that in your arsenal. Let's put it like that, right? So I think I went over most of the mechanics. One of the major tips that I can still give you is, and that applies to all classes, if you are trying to force taking strings and you want to be safe about it, or you need to be safe about it because she's about to do her full map attack, you can use Hero's Will or Erda's Will before taking a string, and the string will not snare you, root you, stun you, whatever. You will still, have a red skull. You'll still be given a red skull because you took a string, but you won't be stunned, which in many situations can be amazing, right? So you definitely, if it's getting hot, right, you want to be aware that you have that option, so you can stay safe. Also, when it comes to healing familiars in this boss fight, you can desummon and resummon your healing familiars to get more healing out of them. I don't make use of that in this boss fight, and I think it's tricky to do because sometimes when you hit that familiar button, they just don't resummon. And you need to either look at your buff bar in order to keep track of that, or look at your character and in order to figure out if you actually managed to resummon your familiars or not. In my opinion, it's probably not worth it to desummon and resummon familiars. It's probably worth more if you just focus on staying safe and taking less HP damage. But I just wanted to put this out there, right? So if you can make use of that, feel free to do so. But for me, it's not something that I will put into practice. Also, the attack that you just saw that puts out these two skulls here, you can stand right behind Hilla. Just stand right on her, basically, and you will be safe from the damage, and you can duck these skulls that she shoots out. But yeah, no, that's it. So here, yeah, she pushes me around a bit, but I'm looking at the timer and I feel pretty confident that I can clear as long as I keep my stuff together. So, oh, and I didn't even notice I did take one life, 1 HP damage. So let me just go back to that. Ah, right. So where did we take the skull here? Alright, so here. With somewhat plenty of time left, I end up taking a string here. And I end up not going for the clear or cleanse because I wasn't confident about my time. Looking back at this, of course I would have gone for the cleanse. But in the moment, I probably, just looked at the hourglass right now and I was like, oh, what? Okay, I probably have to, just deal with it. But the good thing about this, like I said, is take a look at the candles in the background. Right now, there are 3 candles, which means I have to take 2 strings in order to be able to cleanse. And now that I only have 4 lives, there are only 2 candles. So I only need to take 2 strings in order to be able to heal again, which could be amazing. So let me just go ahead and yeah, let's go to this point where I enter the 3rd HP bar. So once Hilla is below 50% HP, she will start summoning Lotus. And Lotus can be trouble. So there she just summoned Lotus in the right, but he immediately died. And that's basically also the strategy that you want to go for. She summons Lotus, you focus on killing Lotus, because he can be a problem. Like, he does his push attack, as you just saw, and that can push you into strings, but it also deals damage. It can push you into other things that can do touch damage to you. So I think you should always prioritize getting rid of Lotus as soon as she spawns them. She can only spawn him once, but as soon as you clear him, she can just decide to resummon him, and then you have to clear him. But overall, the fight did not get immensely harder. Just like at the 75% HP bar change, she starts doing her green and purple scythe attacks. They aren't a lot of trouble, and Lotus isn't a lot of trouble either if you just deal with him immediately. So yeah, you can see I took 2 strings, I cleanse, and I'm happy. So from here on out, it is basically one big endurance level, right? We are halfway through the boss fight, so the attention span, gets lower. I would say, no, gets lower? I don't know. We basically, we are mentally being drained by Hilla, because you have to pay attention to a lot of things, and it just, drains you, I would say. So now it's time for another burst. I always try to burst in the middle because I think I'm most comfortable there. I've seen people also burst in the corner, but as soon as she does that attack, the blue attack, dodging that in the corner is very difficult. So that's why I prefer the middle. Also, when she does her green or purple scythe attack, that can also be a problem in the corner. But as long as you are, I think, above 60% HP, it won't kill you, so that's okay, I guess. But yeah, I just prefer the middle. So yeah, now it's just a big endurance test. I think I come close to dying here in a moment. So there's already an altar. I tried to take it. No, okay. At this time I did take it. I think once I get down to 1 green skull, which is basically 1 string from the run being over. And yeah, that's why this boss fight can be so punishing. So here we are, about to, enter her last HP bar, or last phase, and now she has the ability to summon Damien, which same applies for Damien, just like, the same rules apply to Damien, just like Lotus. You want to get rid of Damien as soon as you can, and this is also its old Damien, so whenever he's up in the air, he can also go into the direction that he's not looking at, which can be super confusing. And yeah, he also does his rush attack basically, so you will be knocked back and it can be a lot of trouble. So I would just recommend you try to get rid of these summons as soon as you can. So you also saw she can summon Lotus and Damien at the same time, but they don't have a lot of health. So for Nightwalkers, it is difficult to deal with in a sense, because you can only attack one target at a time, right? The strongest target will get attacked by your quintuple throw, right? So that's why you could potentially use Spark here to attack, or you could use the other bats, basically the mobbing bats that you could use in order to clear the summons. What I do in this boss fight is I just focus on separating Hilla from Lotus, and just once they are separated, I try to get rid of them as fast as I can, and that's basically how I go about it. But I could also see using Spark or something like that is also probably a viable strategy. So if you're a throwing star class, or maybe you play something like Corsair where your main attacking skill also only just damages one enemy, you need to think about how you clear these summons. So yeah, we are about to finish this boss fight. 10% left. At this point I'm fairly confident that I can do it, but there are still a couple minutes left because I just bursted, so I probably have to wait for the next burst, and I'm pretty sure of that right in this moment. But I am super confident at this point. You can also see me using my Dark Omen very constantly during the later stages of this fight, just because I want to clear any summons that she spawns as soon as I can. Ooh, actually, pretty nice movement there for a second. So, alright, one final cleanse. Ah, yeah. There's the moment I nearly died. Right at the end, at 3%. That would have been horrendous. But yeah. That just shows that especially in the end, right? The fight gets more difficult, but not insanely more difficult. The difficulty just comes from having to pay attention to her for, and the whole map basically, for such a long time. So I'll just leave you with my live reaction here. Calm and collected.
Nice.
No.
Congrats, dude.
Whew. All right.
Good luck.
Ooh,
Oh, dampened. Nice.
damn. It's also pretty nice. All right, and that puts us where we are at today. I still can't believe that I got a dreamy belt, right after reset. If you check the timestamp of the video, the game was up after maintenance for like half an hour, and I was like, let's go and do Lucid now. And I took the Dreamy Belt, and nobody else is getting it this week. Sorry guys, that one is on me. Anyways, I am farming now in, you know, my new favorite farming map, Theater 1, because it is such a chill map. The looting is super easy, and yeah, grinding here is amazing. I don't like that, you know, the burning is so low in this map, so, you know, it fluctuates between like 20 and 60%. I know the NA guys, you have to deal with 0 burning, but for me, 20 to 60, that's plenty low. But yeah, this week, you know, not only did we beat up Hard Hilla, got a Dawn Pendant or Daybreak Pendant as a prize, but this week we'll also have another big event, right? Next week we have the Star Force event, the Shining Star Force event that we are planning for so long, and our huge goal for that was to hit 100 billion Mesos, and we are right now at 99. So what that means, I think I don't even have to say that, right? But we will be hitting the 100 billion Meso mark until Shining, and I will be the happiest Maplestory player ever, because I've never had this much money in this game. And to be honest, this isn't even everything that I have in my account right now, because I don't transfer the Mesos from the bossing mules onto my main at all. So, you know, there are roughly 10 billion per character, more or less, right? You know, depending on my mood. I don't finish all the 4 bossing mules every week, right? But, you know, if we take a look, I think the Thunderbreaker and the Wind Archer probably have the most money, and then the Dawn Warrior, and afterwards the Blaze Wizard. The Blaze Wizard, you know, it still needs a couple of upgrades, that's why I don't really do Lomian on it, right? It's not a long fight, but it's just, you know, something that I don't always want to deal with, right? And as a source of income, farming on the main is, you know, just as awesome, because I also get XP here. And, you know, as everybody knows, now is the time to grind until New Age, right? Because then Reboot is going to be probably in a bad shape. And yeah, that does it basically from me. I'm trying to hit 100 billion Mesos, and I will talk to you once I've done that. So here we are, a couple hours later. This this somehow feels like I'm showing off a level up, and this is just, you know, just as much of a milestone. 1 more million to go. I love the music in this place as well. The Hotel Arcus music is so amazing. And 99999999999. Ah, here we are. So, I guess I will be depositing 10 bill? Yeah, 10 bill sounds about right? Now I can do this cool trick where I enter the 0 and then just a bunch of 9s, and boom. Well, yeah, that's basically it. I guess I go back to the grind, right? I have coupons running, so... yeah, super happy that I reached that, but... it's not the time to slack. So, yeah. I think until Shining we can maybe even do 105 bill. We have like, I don't know, what is it? 5 more days? A bill a day? Yeah, that sounds doable. So, anyways, the next clip will be me redeeming the XP nodestones here. And since I bought the pass, I get 6 of them. First off, I was like, I might as well claim them on the main, right? Because why not? But, you know, then I thought about it some more, and I think I want to max out the V skills of my 4 bossing mules, you know, one after another. And I think using the experience node stones for that is a good way to go about that. Not sure which character I'm gonna start with, but I think it's either going to be the Wind Archer or the Blaze Wizard, but we will see, I will think about it, but yeah, I have a couple more coupons to go through, so yeah. Oh, and I think I forgot to show this, like I wasn't really recording yesterday, but I claimed my dojo rewards and I got the dojo MVP, so that means that I was rank 1 in the Nightwalker rankings. So yeah, 2 free MVPs. Pretty nice. Alright, so here we are on the Blaze Wizard, and I've come to the decision that I want to use the experience node stones on this guy. So let's just claim them. I rewatched a couple of clips from this episode, and I have to say, I'm very sorry for my English this episode. It was all over the place and mostly not in good places, to be honest. So I don't know. I started this journey also to like become a better public speaker, right? And I feel like I have improved since I started, but this week was really strange. And why do these experience notes look like this? What? Is that normal? They always look like this? Huh. Anyways, I already have 2 V skills maxed on this guy. And I could max Orbital Inferno next, which is, you know, this big flame here. But I'm not using this off cooldown, and I'm not 100% sure if I should be. What I am using is... Well, what I am using though is Savage Flame. I use it constantly, basically, so... Let's just, yeah, get that up to level 20. Very nice. Also, Orbital Flame or Orbital Inferno isn't even in a boosted slot. Wait, I should at least switch the boost node into a boosted slot. And then... Wait, I should also have... Oh my god, I should have this skill boosted because it does so much damage. Orbital Explorer... I need to think about which skills I want to boost. Pretty sure. Well, I'm definitely gonna level up some more, so this problem is going to fix itself eventually. Yeah, alright, I think that's good enough for me. I will do my weeklies here, which is, you know, also the main factor why I choose the Blaze Wizard, because I didn't do my weeklies yet. So, yeah, now they are hopefully a little easier. I think I will get around to doing a more comprehensive videos on my bossing or video or videos, to be honest, on my bossing mules once they are in a more settled place. And that means, you know, once everybody has full superior Golox gear at 17 stars and, you know, the rest of the equips at 17 stars, legendary 2-line. They are supposed to be strong. I want them to be strong, stronger than your average Lomian bossing mule, because they are already with the equips that they have. So, anyways, I think this does it for this episode. I know it's been a shorter one, but to be honest, all I'm doing is my weeklies, and I'm grinding on the main, because, you know, that's my best form of income that I have available to me, right? Making another bossing mule is another investment, and I don't want to wait on the return on that, right? So grinding it is, and at the same time, grinding on the main also gives me experience, which is so huge. I feel like we should reach 280 as soon as we can. I would say 280 is roughly 3 months away. I plan to get like 5% a day, which means I have one level up every 3 weeks, and I'm already like 276. So with like, I don't know, 65%. So it would be my guess that we are there in roughly 3 months. So ready for new age, and might as well continue grinding after that, but let's just hope that I don't burn out. that would be the most important thing, not burning out. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope that I get some really good drops in the future, and wishing you the same, by the way. So yeah, take care, see you next week, and I'm wishing you the best luck in the Shining Star Force event. Take care, guys.